Marvin Devine, Huber, Axel, and you know how we do. Yeah, I got the juice. Whip game cool, make them look like cool. Always play cool, that's the biggest rule. Forget what they doing, keep on doing. I've been making loot since like 22. Ask me how I made it right here in the booth. I'm always pursued cause of what I pursue. That's greatness, yeah, I gotta make it, I got things to lose. Boy, wanna get in my crew, but you can't get in my crew. Me, Axel, and Huber way too fireable. When this joint drop, better call the troops. And when you hear the drop, better raise the roof. Better raise the roof. You already know what happens when we link up. Let's go. Yeah, I got
Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you may be watching. Welcome to another broadcast of Kidney Hub East Africa. I am half your host, Steve the Kidney Nurse. My partner, Brother Moses, is having power outage in Kenya. And so unfortunately, he's not able to be here at the present. And as soon as that power is restored, Brother Moses will be on. Now, our topic today is one that Brother Moses is going through right now. In fact, anyone across this world undergoing hemodialysis can go through power outage. However, our brothers and sisters in East Africa have serious disadvantages of hemodialysis. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Because here in the United States, as much as you see me advocating in urban communities, pointing out the many kidney dialysis centers next to liquor stores, next to churches, next to fast food restaurants, next to blood plasma places, and even in residential communities. As many as dialysis clinics there are, and I advocate against, this is what's needed in East Africa. There's an abundance and a wastage of medical supplies and medicine in dialysis. If you have a pack of antibiotics or medication that expired, the next day you have to throw that away. This medicine can be used, though it's past its expiration date, could still over in countries that lack medical supplies for patient on hemodialysis. So let's talk about some of the disadvantages of hemodialysis in East Africa. 1, limited access. Limited access. Hemodialysis centers are scarce in many parts of East Africa, okay, making it difficult for patients to access treatment. This is especially true in rural areas where the facilities may be non-existent or far away, leading to long travel for patients. Now, we've seen that with, was it Hurricane Maria in Puerto Rico, where you had patients that the dialysis center shut down where they were at. They had to drive 3 hours, get on a plane, go another 2 hours. Then once they land, drive another hour and a half for dialysis. Now, if you don't have that type of access, then you're pretty much going to probably pass away from kidney disease because one doesn't have access to kidney dialysis. Number 2, high cost. The cost of hemodialysis treatment is often prohibitively expensive for many individuals in East Africa. If Brother Moses was here, he would contest to that. The equipment, maintenance, and consumables required for the procedure can be costly. You know that here in the United States. That's why Fresenius, they make their products. They make the dialyzers, the lines, the machines. And it can be costly. And as a result of this in East Africa, this is making it unaffordable for a large portion of the population. That's why over here, I've seen people on dialysis that abuse it. I'm like, Steve, what do you mean abuse it? They don't come to treatment. They know the system. They see, you have some units that if you don't show up for treatment more than 30 days, they can involuntarily discharge you from the facility. So you can have somebody say, I'm still urinating. You know, I knew a lot of people like this when I worked in downtown Baltimore. They'll come back on the 28th, 29th day. I'm like, why are you doing this? Steve, I still urinate. Every time I come here, I cramp up and get sick. I don't think I should be on dialysis. So if you miss 30 days, they can discharge you. But my point is, you have people that abuse that, where you have people like Brother Moses that only goes twice a week, that would love to do 3-4 times a week so he could, but he can't. Anything more than 2 times a week, Brother Moses has to come out of his pocket. He has to come out of his pocket. And over here, Medicare takes care of 80%. But again, you have a lot of wastage. You have, and see, a lot of people don't know about this, where we set up, right, the filter and the lines, expecting the person to come, and they don't show up. They don't show up, they don't call, they don't do nothing. Maybe it could be hospital, or they just didn't show up or didn't call. They were like, F it. Okay? That happens. Now, if that happens on the last shift and you got the filter and the lines and everything set up and they don't show, it's not like you could take it down and save it for the next day and put it back up, like in some fast food places where they may save chicken from the prior day or whatever the case. No, we had to throw that away. And so that wastage could be over in East Africa. This is my point. Three, another disadvantage is the lack of trained personnel. A lack of, see, I don't have Brother Moses here to support my answers and the conversation to these disadvantages, because Brother Moses experienced each one of these. And all of a sudden today, there's a power outage. The enemy doesn't want this information to get out there. This is important information because I'm going to talk about what steps could be done to address each one of these issues. There's a lot that can be done. Lack of personnel or trained personnel. It's not like they got dialysis schools and big companies over there to train technicians or people who want to learn this. Hell, I wish somebody from Nigeria or East Africa ring me up, ask me to come over and develop a training program. I already got one in place. But there is a shortage of trained healthcare professionals, including nephrologists and dialysis technicians in East Africa. This shortage makes it challenging to provide adequate and consistent hemodialysis care. Additionally, the lack of skilled personnel may result in suboptimal treatment outcomes. Now, over here, and in my opinion, I disagree with the training, but one of the major companies that provide dialysis here in the United States have trained personnel from 10 to 12 weeks. Then you have a company that don't have a consistent training program, and they hire people right off the street and train them. And so then you have a college that has a 2-year associate's degree program in dialysis technology. So which person would you want to work on you? Even the person in 2 years can be crappy, just as well as the person with 12 weeks can be, vice versa. However, the person with the 2-year degree in dialysis technology have more experience than a person with 12 weeks. So you have to keep that in mind. And so here in the United States, you can have somebody work on you as soon as they get out of training, right? They put you on. I see this a lot. And this is why I say you have to know what your treatment orders are. You have to pay attention. So for instance, let's say if your blood flow rate, which is the pump on the machine, say if it's 400, right? And this is the blood flow rate that the kidney doctor ordered for you, specifically for you. And if you have a new person that just put you on and turns the blood flow rate to 200, because that's what we got to start it off with, and then we're supposed to increase the rate. But what if they put it on 200 and then they go wash their hands, and then a patient calls them, so they sidetrack and forget to increase your pump speed? I've seen this a lot. I see a lot. And that's why if you go to outpatient hemodialysis, you should know what your treatment order is. You're like, Steve, what do you mean my treatment order? What size needles you use? Are they 16 gauge? Are they 15 gauge? What's your blood flow rate? What's your dialysate flow rate? What your temperature on the machine is supposed to be? How much fluid you're taking off? How much heparin if you get, which is a coagulant, anticoagulant. So you want to know this stuff, because if you got somebody that comes in that doesn't work there and they come in to fill in, they don't know you like that. So you just want to double check behind who's working with you. Hey, my blood flow rate on such and such. Or you can get up and look. Is this? Okay. So let's move on. So another disadvantage of hemodialysis is inadequate infrastructure. Inadequate infrastructure. Many healthcare facilities in East Africa lack the necessary infrastructure to support hemodialysis treatment. This includes a reliable power supply, clean water, and proper waste management systems. Without these essential resources, the quality and safety of hemodialysis procedure may be compromised. See, a lot of people don't think about that, about the power, the water, and the waste disposal. Because you definitely got to get rid of that waste. You can't just take it and throw it in the landfill or whatever. The stuff has to be burnt or incinerated, or however they get rid of the waste in the United States, medical waste. It's the same way they need to do over there. And I'm sure they got the money to do this. You know, definitely the water. Got to have a proper water treatment system. Number 5, limited follow-up care. And see, Brother Moses, this is the thing. We're going to do this show again, okay? We're going to, because I could have just, when Brother Moses told me that the power was out, right? It was like 3 minutes before the show. I could have just said, all right, I'm not going to even do it. Going about my day here in District of Columbia, the nation's capital. It's raining. I could be laying down or doing whatever, okay? But this show must go on. Regardless if Brother Moses can't get on, this show is going to continue. So as I mentioned, number 5, limited follow-up care. Hemodialysis is a lifelong treatment for end-stage renal disease, or ESRD patients, okay? However, follow-up care such as regular monitoring, medication management, and dietary counseling is often limited in East Africa. Now, this can lead to complications and poor long-term outcome for patients. Again, Brother Moses can contest to this because he's having issues with weakness associated with anemia, bone disease, and he shared this. So something needs to be done, and we're going to talk about that. Number 6, cultural and societal factors. Cultural beliefs and societal challenges can also impact hemodialysis treatment in East Africa. Stigma associated with chronic diseases and limited awareness about kidney disease may result in delayed diagnosis and treatment initiation. Again, Brother Moses can contest to that. In some cases, patients may opt for traditional or alternative remedies instead of seeking conventional medical care. Okay. Let me see something. This is all we getting from Brother Moses. Brother Moses, are you there?
I am there. I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yes,
That's awesome.
I can hear you clearly.
Okay, don't worry if you're in the dark. Don't worry about that.
All right.
So, as you know, Brother Moses, we're just going to continue while we got you. I don't know how much you heard,
Yeah.
but I was talking about the
Yeah.
disadvantages of hemodialysis in East Africa. And the first one I talked
Uh-huh.
about was limited access. Um,
Yes.
how talk about that? Limited access to dialysis clinics in Kenya.
Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Moses Kennedy, your Kenya ambassador. Now, uh, uh, limited access has has its place in East Africa. More so, the distance covered by most patient, because you remember, Brother Steve, sometimes back I told you that even patient go as far as traveling maybe 4 hours, 5 hours, regarding on
Travel
where
four
they
to
come
five
from.
hours to go to. You say 4 to 5 hours to go to dialysis?
No, 5 hours. Like, for example, personally, I travel 2 hours to dialysis center, and there are people who travel 4 hours, depending on the region where they come from. There are regions that are really hard hit, that people, especially pastoralist community, they have to travel longer distance. And if they do not do so, then it means they'll just have to lose it. So yes, uh, that one makes it inaccessible to many patients. Yes, back to you,
Wow.
Steve.
Wow. Yeah, because it says that as you just mentioned, I'm sorry.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. There we go.
I
That
can hear you.
okay,
Yes, I
okay.
can.
But this is true in rural areas, right? Where facilities may be non-existent or
Yes,
far away. Is that true?
absolutely,
So most of the
absolutely
clinics
true.
are in the
There are
city.
places that do not have the facility. Even if they have facility, there are still challenges based on establishment of its daily running.
Mm-hmm. Moses, talk about the high cost.
Yes.
They say the high cost of hemodialysis is often prohibitively expensive for many individuals in East Africa. The equipment, the maintenance, and the consumables required for the procedure can be costly, making it unaffordable for a large portion of the population. Talk about that.
Oh yes, Brother Steve, there are so many organization and individual and even just businessmen who have tried to set up a dialysis unit across Moso. I mean, in Kenya, I want to relate with Kenya, and then they are running other challenges in terms of purchasing consumables, or the consumables they get within the market are very high, because they are just buying them, or procure them at a very high cost, since they are buying as a third party. Now, when that one happens, you realize, even if one has a national hospital insurance fund, I mean, national hospital insurance, then some hospital will politely tell you that you need a top up. And in that case, if you don't top up, because they say the market value has really changed, such kind of stuff. And or sometimes you are told, we have these and now go and buy consumables. These are very frequent issues in denying warriors access to uh, life-saving therapy that they need. Now, other than that, the government that has to provide, I has to speak strongly about this. The government that has to provide all this, the Kenyan government, they are also going slow. It is not their priority. That is why time again, advocates like myself, we are making noise so that it is clear that there is shortage of everything that makes it inaccessible to warriors who dearly need it. Thank you, Brother Steve.
Absolutely, absolutely. Let's move on to the next one. Disadvantage: the lack of trained personnel. Now, we just recently finished that, but Brother Moses, they say there's a shortage of trained
Yes.
healthcare professionals, including nephrologists and dialysis technicians in East Africa. This shortage makes it challenging to provide adequate and consistent hemodialysis care. Additionally, the lack of skilled personnel may result in suboptimal treatment outcomes. Talk about that, Brother Moses.
Oh, yes. We have the few nephrologists that we have resorted to go to town and cities. So, even if you have dialysis.
Hello? Brother Moses.
Yes. To see a nephrologist, then you have to travel long distance to seek those attention from a nephrologist, right?
Okay, we can hear you. Keep going.
Yes. So, and basically, when even, you might have a complication that requires attention of a nephrologist because, some of the units we do not have as much qualified as what is needed, but
Are you having power issues, Brother Moses? See, his audio is going in and out. Brother Moses. Okay, hopefully we can get him back. Looks like his internet may have froze up. Again, he is experiencing power outage issues. So we hope to get that resolved soon. But as I mentioned, we got down to cultural and societal factors that was a disadvantage. Cultural beliefs and societal challenges can also impact hemodialysis treatment in East Africa. The stigma that's associated with chronic illness, with chronic diseases and limited awareness about kidney disease may result in delayed diagnosis and treatment initiation. And in some cases, patients may opt for traditional or alternative remedies instead of seeking conventional medical care. Now, it's important to note that efforts are being made to address a lot of these disadvantages, improve access to hemodialysis in East Africa. However, significant challenges still exist, okay, and hindering the widespread availability and affordability of this life-saving treatment. Now, I wish Brother Moses was here so he can hear this part, but again, they're experiencing power outages over in Kenya, so we hope to have them back shortly. Now, here are some ways that these disadvantages, let me move this because we're no longer live from Nairobi, okay. Here are some ways that these disadvantages can be addressed. So when we talk about the lack of access, one, increasing access, okay? Efforts should be made to establish more hemodialysis centers in rural areas and underserved regions, okay? Even mobile dialysis units or telemedicine services can also be utilized to reach these remote communities. I've seen mobile dialysis here in the United States, down south, where places where they had tornadoes and ripped up the whole dialysis unit. People got to get dialysis somewhere. Okay. Number two, addressing the cost, reducing costs. Governments and healthcare organizations can explore options for subsidizing or providing financial assistance for hemodialysis treatment. Okay, this can include insurance coverage, public funding, or partnerships with nonprofit organizations to make treatment more affordable, just like they do here in the States. Number three, the lack of trained personnel, training healthcare professionals, investing in training programs and scholarships for nephrologists, dialysis technicians, and nurses can help address the shortage of trained personnel. Collaboration with international organizations and universities can also provide opportunity for education and capacity building. Okay. Number four, improving the infrastructure. Governments and healthcare authorities should prioritize improving healthcare infrastructure, including reliable power supply like backup generators, okay? Water purification systems and waste management facilities. Public-private partnerships can be explored to fund and maintain these essential resources. Okay, so it's out there. I don't think no one's just thinking about it. Number five, enhancing follow-up care. So establishing comprehensive renal care clinics and multidisciplinary teams can ensure that patients receive regular monitoring, medication management, and dietary counseling. Also, patient education programs can also be implemented to increase awareness and empower patients to take control of their lives. Now, here at Kidney Hub East Africa, this is one of the things that we're trying to do, implement patient education programs like the broadcasting, like today, Disadvantages of Hemodialysis, even though, it does directly impact individuals that's going, because they experiencing this. And if you hear some of the ways that these disadvantages can be addressed, maybe they could bring this attention to the kidney disease organizations in their region. So, as I mentioned, enhancing follow-up care. Already went over this one. Number 6, addressing cultural and societal factors. That seems to be a big one over there. Community awareness campaigns, education programs, and engagement with local leaders and traditional healers can help address cultural and societal challenges, emphasizing the importance of early diagnosis, seeking appropriate medical care, and debunking myths surrounding kidney disease can help reduce stigma and improve acceptance of hemodialysis treatment. Now, it's important to note, it's important to approach these challenges holistically, okay, involving various stakeholders such as governments, healthcare organizations, nonprofit organizations, and international partners, okay? Collaboration and long-term commitments are key to addressing these disadvantages of hemodialysis in East Africa and improving access to this life-saving treatment. Okay, now for many people that's watching this, they could probably, I don't want to say care less, but if it's not impacting them, they don't need to worry about it. However, you have many people that undergo this treatment that in one place they have all the access they want to their treatment. Hell, you could even go in for a 4th treatment if you want an extra treatment. So that's 4 treatments a week. And Brother Moses is only allowed 2 treatments a week. No matter how much fluid he gains, how much he has to take off, 2 treatments a week. And if he wants any more than that, he has to come out of his pocket. So, to our brothers and sisters in East Africa, stay strong. Continue the good fight. Continue tuning into this program because we're going to be here. We're going to continue to educate, whether it's the good, the bad, or the ugly. We're going to get that information out there to you. So it looks like Brother Moses is not able to get back on due to power outage in Kenya. Again, the infrastructure. So definitely count your blessings. Even though I talk about the many dialysis clinics, astronomical here in the United States. Just count your blessings that they are available, whereas brothers and sisters in East Africa undergoing the same treatment options have many challenges just to get the same treatment. So with that being said, we're going to end this program. We got one person. Thank you to the one person watching on the broadcast. We really appreciate you. We're going to continue to come, regardless if it's one or none. The information has to get out there. With that being said, I'd like to thank you for tuning in. Have a great week. Great if you go to dialysis, have a great treatment. Okay, tomorrow. And a great week. Until next time, guys, take care and God bless. Peace.
Hello, I'm Darren. We have breaking news. More than 600,000 Americans have kidney failure. While the number of people with kidney failure is enormous, the number of people with its precursor, chronic kidney disease, is staggering. An estimated 31 million Americans, or about 10% of the US population. Diabetes and hypertension cause 2/3 of all cases of kidney disease. 1 out of every 3 Americans is at risk for kidney disease, and kidney disease is now among the top 10 causes of death in the United States. In addition, 9 out of 10 people with early to moderate kidney disease don't know they have it, putting their health in jeopardy. Are you at risk? For more information, contact urbankidneyalliance.org. The life you save may be yours.